And I remember us going out to dinner and you even asking Ray, like, what could this be? Do you know?
We're thinking, is it growing pains? Because all our kids had gone through growing pains. It was very similar to where it's just, my legs are super sore. And we're like, maybe, and then Ray was like, maybe he's dehydrated.
Yeah.
So we're like giving, and it was reasonable to think that because our kids don't have the best health or nutrition decisions. Like
I
just
understand.
most kids, you got to force them to make healthy decisions.
They like their hot Cheetos.
Yes.
And so getting some water, hydration packets in them, and still didn't help any. If anything, started getting worse to the point where he was like, I can't even walk downstairs. I remember one day we went to Ross and he's like, I can't walk through the parking lot. We're like, dude, are your growing pains how big are you going to grow?
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm carrying him into Ross and carrying him while we're in there. And it probably was a day or two after that where he didn't even want to get out of bed after that.
Yeah.
And we're like, something's not right.
Yeah. And we had taken him into the doctor, like it was on a Friday, and we couldn't get into it with our pediatrician. And so it was just another doctor in the office. And he was like, and it was during COVID. So of course he was like, did the COVID test and swabbed for that. And they were like, it was negative. And they were like, all the symptoms, it was just like, it just sounds like kind of like a virus. I don't want to put him through, taking all the blood tests if I don't have to. If it was my kid, I would just kind of let it run its course over the weekend, and then let's just see how it is on Monday. So, I'm just going to trust him, thinking, he knows best. And so that's what we did. We went home, and just over the weekend, it got worse to, like how he said, he wouldn't even walk down the stairs. And so.
Well, and he was, compared to the week before, those couple days before we took him, he was also just sleeping throughout the day.
Yeah.
He was completely like lethargic, and we didn't notice it at the time until, I'll jump ahead just a little bit and then we jump back. But we didn't notice at the time, but when he got his first blood transfusion and all the color came back, we're like, whoa, he was pale.
Yeah.
But you don't notice it when it's this slow, gradual thing.
It's kind of like when you're with your jaundice baby. You don't
Yes.
realize it because you're with them all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he also had a fever. So that was really the sign, because his fever wasn't going away. And so then Monday morning we called and still couldn't get in with our pediatrician. So went with a different doctor. It wasn't the same doctor we saw Friday. And then she was like, okay, we're going to just do blood work for everything. We're going to test for valley fever. We're going to test for, what else did they test for? West Nile.
Yeah.
Everything.
Tuberculosis.
And then obviously, the big C word, everything. And so that was on a Monday morning. And so Tuesday, got up to take Austin to school. I don't even know, was it Cody at the time too was going to school? I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was in school still.
Dropped both of them off. And this is during COVID, so he's working from home. And I go through, this is our joke, I went through Whataburger to get us biscuits and gravy.
Yeah.
And come home, and I literally just opened it up for us to eat.
I took my first bite. Julie hadn't taken hers yet.
And
biscuits and gravy.
we get the phone call, and it shows that it's from our pediatrician, and so
we're both sitting there in the living room, on me on one couch, her on the other. I remember it so vividly.
Yeah, and we have it on speaker, and she was just like, it's so hard to say it.
I know.
She was just said that the blood work just came back that he was just extremely anemic, and that it looked like cancer, and that we needed to get to the hospital right away. And so we just looked at each other just like, are we really hearing this?
Yeah. What do you make from that when the doctor tells you that on the phone?
Yeah, that's
you're thinking, wait a second,
Right.
like bad cancer, the one we don't want. I'm like, not that, but when you're thinking that, you're like, cancer, like
what kind?
But you said it so nonchalantly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like,
And just over
this
the
is
phone.
a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then she's like, you need to get him to the emergency room.
And you need to pack a bag because you're going to stay there for a while. And we're just like, this is supposed to just be growing pains.
Yeah.
And so we packed a bag, and he's up sleeping. So, you know, I'm packing a bag, calling all of our loved ones, and he's trying to wake him up and not freak your kid out that, okay, we need to go to the hospital. And so then you're driving, trying to hold it together. And again, during COVID, so only one parent is allowed to go in. So he had to sit outside in the car in September in the heat.
Yeah.
Because he can't go in.
Yeah.
And just wait to find out.
Yeah,
And
so I'm thinking the worst, you know, because they literally just took my kid.
Yeah.
Julie's with them, but at the same time, I don't know what they're
Right.
doing, what's going on, what's
Right.
the diagnosis. Like, am I going to see my kid again?
Yeah. It's had to feel like the most helpless, especially as a man, right? I'm sure there's like that internal thing of wanting to be the protector and take care of your family, and you're just sitting there like, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah. So they did, well, they rushed us back and again, took all of his blood again. And they started doing all kinds of tests. They did like x-rays because of the pain in his knees and stuff. And they did the coolest thing to put his IV in so he didn't feel it, which that was neat, being in the children's side. It's like, dude, they need to have that for adults. And
Yeah, what do they call it? J-tip or something?
yeah. It's like they
They
numb
did this
the
pop and
Ray would know, they
spin.
numb the area, and so he didn't feel anything. So he was happy about that. And they're so good over there, so they're bringing in, you know, toys, make him happy, not thinking about what's going on. And
At this point, had you told him, hey, this could be cancer, or they're saying, or no?
no, I mean, I think he could tell that we were freaked
By
out.
the
I mean, we're
urgency
crying.
that morning, yeah.
It's hard as a parent. You
For sure.
can't not cry.
Yeah.
And so
And we didn't know for certain.
yeah.
That even though they said it on the phone, we didn't know for certain it was get there as soon as possible so we could start running tests to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
They said it definitely looked like it, but we needed to get to the emergency room.
Yeah.
So we're kind of like, we don't know what it is.
Yeah.
They, from the conversation I had with Julie on the phone, they said it did seem like cancer. I mean, you can explain this better, but that they were going to run tests to see. There's like 3 different types of cancers, and 2 of those you don't want because it's a lifetime of, well, one of them is a lifetime of blood transfusions. I forget what the name of it was. And then there's another cancer that was also a bad one. I mean, all cancers are bad. It's funny even saying that, right? You're like, oh, we hope for the good one.
Right.
Yeah.
But you were there. And when they finally did allow him to come in to visit with them when he was still downstairs, you know, it was rough seeing him. He's like laying in the bed, all hooked up. I mean, he was feeling good, but we weren't feeling good.
Yeah, they gave him morphine by that point. Well, to go back, after they had gotten all the blood work back and the doctor came in and he like kind of motioned to me to like come out in the hallway, and he was like, it's cancer. And he was like, we are having the oncologist to come down now. And he goes, and I just need you to hold it together for him. So I need you to go in the bathroom and have your moment. And we're going to let your husband come in now, which I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
And then the oncologist is going to be able to come talk to you guys. And because he was so anemic, like your blood level is supposed to be like at a 12 and Ethan was like at a 3.5. And so they were going to have to start doing transfusions that day before they could do anything else. And so he was going to have to go up into the ICU. And so they brought him in, and then that's when after we got up into the NICU, or not NICU, the NICU, they started giving him transfusions, and the nurse was like, you guys go have a moment and eat. I'm sure you guys not have had a moment yet. I'm not leaving this room.
And you're thinking, I don't want to go anywhere.
Right. I just want
And like we had the worst headache, and
Last
we're
thing I
not
wanna
going to
do is
eat. But we went and just got stuff
Yeah,
because
we
I
got
knew
some-
I was going to be there for a long time.
First we went to Jimmy John's, remember?
Yeah.
Down the street.
Yeah,
And then we both ordered food, and I think we barely ate any of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And went to the store to get supplies.
You're just in this weird, like, you're in this weird dream haze where you're like, is this real? Like,
Yeah.
this doesn't feel real.
Yeah.
It feels like it's just a bad dream that I'm gonna wake up from. But you never do wake up, and you're like, I guess this is our life.
Yeah. And then we came back, and then the oncologist came in, and you go to this like big boardroom, and like all these other people are there.
Like a little meeting, like probably about the same size as this room, and tons of people sitting around the whole table, and you're like, what's going on here? And obviously the oncology, it was the whole oncology team. You're meeting tons of people, titles you've never heard of before, and they've already got a game plan together. What did we meet with the doctor before that in the room?
Briefly,
I think we did.
Yeah. So it was Dr. Torkelson who was the one that like officially told us that day, which he was the one that was on call that day, but he didn't end up being Ethan's like primary oncologist. He was just the one on call. He was more like for brain cancer and stuff. Dr. Reddy is Ethan's one, which then he went on call later on while we were there for 10 days. So then we got to be with him. But so yeah, you're around that table and they're like showing you the plan. And it's like, okay, this is 2.5 years and anything you have scheduled, like cancel it. And you're just like, this is our life for the next 2.5 years. Like cancel everything.
I think we had a cruise, right?
But yeah, we had like trips and cruises and we're like, so just cancel everything.
Naively, we're like, what about this cruise? They're like, yeah, nothing.
Yeah, like cancel.
Wow.
like you're just like everything.
Did they give you a percent chance of survival at that time?
Yeah, so he had acute lymphoblastic ALL, right?
Yeah.
Acute lymphoblastic leukemia. And his was B cell variant. There's different variants of ALL. And his has the highest percentage of success with the treatments they have. So I think his was
Standard risk.
Yeah, it was like 92, 93%, I want to say, which is really good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still not 100,
100,
so you're still like, it's hard to think of the glass half full when you hear that, when you get that information about the percentages, but you have to be strong, not only for yourself, but for your kids, because if they see you breaking down, they're going to like, is something not right? Is it something going to happen to me? So you stay strong for them. But yeah, his was 92 or 93%, I want to say, with the current treatments they have, and he was standard risk. They also have high risk. It's a different treatment schedule. So yeah, that was when they had told us when the doctor had told us in the room about the 3 cancers it could be. That's the one where you're like, okay, well, hopefully it's that one.
Yeah.
Because the other ones don't have as good of a success rate, or you're getting blood transfusions the rest of your life.
But it's still tons of, lumbar punctures and chemo in the spine and chemo in the clinic and oral chemo. And I mean, it's no picnic.
And all the
Blood transfusions and
all the chance of secondary cancers because of all the chemo he gets. So I think I tell you these stats and I tell you them so you remember because I can't remember anything. But what was it? It's like the first 3 years, the first 2 years, the percentage is like 33% that he'll relapse. And so you worry about that. If he makes it to the 5-year mark, they're considered cancer-free, as I understand it. So you're just hoping, let's get as far away from, his last treatment as possible.
So I got to go with you to a couple of Ethan's appointments and even with Austin, which we'll get to. And that I was always so impressed by how much goes into it and all that you had to manage. It's a lot. And I cannot imagine the emotional side of it, right? Caring for your child, making sure their care is as it should be, right? Like you have to totally advocate. It's a huge, huge job.
Yeah.
And love your son through all of that. How long was Ethan's treatment?
2.5 years.
Yeah. What was that like when he got to ring that bell? I was there, so I remember.
It was awesome. It was exciting.
Super emotional. The whole oncology team, as well as pretty much anyone on that floor who's involved in oncology, was there to celebrate with us. So that was really touching.
Because they're our family. I mean, we ended up seeing them more than our family.
You're on like a first name basis.
We're
with
there weekly, if not multiple times during the week.
And it's not a linear process. It's not
No.
like, okay, you start treatment and you just slowly get better. No,
Yeah.
there's dips.
Oh, yeah.
And Ethan
Oh, yeah.
had a few of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's one phase of the treatment that's called delayed intensification because they do the chemo for, was it 2 weeks or 3?
It was like 3.
Yeah, and it's every day.
Every day.
They're hitting it because
Yeah.
I don't fully understand it, but you have, I want to say it was after 6 months maybe,
I think so.
or it might have been, I don't recall. But they're hitting them every day with chemo. And it was around that time frame when we had the fundraiser. And he wasn't looking too good. We weren't sure if he was even going to make it. We were all sitting around the table with family, and he's crying because he doesn't think he's going to be able to go. He wants to go really bad, even though he's feeling like garbage. So he wanted to go really bad. So we're like,
And
let's try to
anytime,
make it work. Worst case, one of us has to leave and go to the hospital.
and anytime he would have any fever over 100.3, they automatically have to go to the emergency room and they have to get antibiotics because they have a port that they have to have put in right away. That's where they get all their chemo through. And so if they have any kind of fever, they don't want to have an infection because it's connected to their heart. So
Right.
it could be bad.
Can't
So
miss it.
it's an automatic going to the hospital. And then if the fever doesn't go down, then it's an automatic stay. Or if they're neutropenic. So it depends on if their levels are neutropenic, then it's an automatic stay in the hospital. So
And
he
at
was
that,
not wanting to go because he would have been neutropenic and it would have been a stay in the hospital.
and at that point, one of the chemo drugs, what was it? Starts with an M. Methotrexate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that causes throat sores as well as sores in other
Dr.
places,
Rubin.
pretty much any opening. And so he was experiencing throat sores before the fundraiser. We didn't know this at the time. We knew that the oncology team told us to look out for that. So they give you this magic mouthwash. It's mixing a couple things, and they're supposed to take it. Like if they have any mouth sores. Well, we hadn't encountered that scenario yet, and he's not really eating. His eating declined. It went down. I mean, he's on chemo first of all, so we're thinking he's just not eating because he's going through this crud. And then it got to the point where he just wanted yogurts and just wanted popsicles, and then I don't want to eat anything.
Because it was soft.
Yeah, and we're like, we gotta eat something, buddy. So after the fundraiser, his temperature spiked. We ended up going to the emergency room, and he wouldn't take anything. They're trying to test for different things because they're thinking maybe, again, they're testing for COVID, they're testing for all these things. They're all coming up negative. And then I think it was Kristen, our nurse, that ended up looking in his throat, and she's like, oh my gosh, this is not good. He's got really bad thrush, right? Was it thrush?
Yeah, thrush and the mouth sores.
Yeah, and it was completely but we couldn't get him to open his mouth. That's how much pain he was in. So he would smile, and that was about all you'd get from him at the fundraiser. Everything else was a whisper. He was always whispering. And then so they found all these mouth sores, and they got working on fixing that up, put him on morphine for the
He
pain.
had like a
and
morphine button. So we were there for 9 days.
he was in so much pain that he was angry.
Yeah.
And they monitored it when you push the button. So
Yeah.
he's like pushing the button 5 times, and they're like, they're coming in. They're like, first of all, you can only push it once because it's only going to give it to you once. It's not. You're not going to get it 5 times.
Yeah.
So if you're getting angry, don't keep pushing it. They're like, just call us and we'll give you something else to try to help with it. But he was really upset because of the pain he was going through. He ended up pulling through that, and it's weird because the thing that got him to start eating again was pizza. You're like, that doesn't sound very friendly.
Yeah. Seems like it would hurt.
Yeah, but he would be like,
And it was
tiny
and it was Sal's Gilbert Pizza.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the one.
yeah.
Shout out to Sal's.
Yeah. Shout out to Sal's.
He was loving
That was his
that.
favorite. Every time we would have chemo at the hospital, we would get DoorDash Sal's Gilbert Pizza.
Yeah, I bet you're like, whatever, buddy.
Yeah.
Whatever
Oh
you
yeah.
want.
It was.
I'll get it for you.
It was
Yep.
funny because, just to jump ahead really quick, the difference between him and Austin's treatments, Ethan loved the things that he fell in love with at the hospital, and Austin despised
Yeah.
the things that anything he ate at the hospital became like, I don't ever want to eat that
Like
again.
negative
Like
experience.
still even to this
Conditioned
day.
response now
Yeah.
from it.
Yeah.
He used to love fried chicken, canes, and
Yeah.
I
Wow.
don't like that no
Yeah.
more.
I know, it's so
That
sad.
may not be a bad thing, actually.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So you guys, so Ethan, 2 years in treatment,
Yeah.
ups and downs.
Yeah. And
And
only
he-
2 stays at the hospital.
2
thankfully.
stays, but 2 years. And
Yeah.
then he rings the bell. And then you guys are coming up on the 1 year with Ethan of being cancer free, which every, as you said earlier, every like time frame is like awesome, right? Because you just keep wanting them to get out of that window as far as possible,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
My
Yeah.
brother had cancer when he was 10, I was 7. And we're from Missouri, so we would have to go to Memphis, Tennessee to St. Jude's all the time. Or they did. Us little kids didn't go as often, but just recently, a couple of years ago, he went back for a 30-year study because they wanted to
Oh, nice.
just test and make
Yeah.
sure, he's good.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
So that's pretty
awesome.
cool. 30
St.
years.
Jude's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is.
So
30 years later, I mean, there's lots of hope then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
So yeah, so tell us what happened then.